Hey y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity and welcome to another trash talk. We are going to be going through all of my beauty trash and I'm just going to be sharing with you hopefully short and concise reviews on all of the products and all my thoughts and feelings towards the products after I have gone through and used them entirely up. Now as you saw, there's a lot to go through. This bin is completely full, so we're just going to jump right into it. If you've never seen any of my previous Beauty Empties video, I'll have them all linked down below, and if I finish a product that I have previously already reviewed, I will just link it up in the cards. I'll show you guys and tell you guys what it is, but then I'll either link it down below or up in the cards depending on if I have room, so you guys can go watch that video and be able to hear my in-depth review on that product. And that way it makes these videos not too long and then just not droning on and saying the same thing every, couple months or whatnot. So anyway, with that intro out of the way, let's get into this. I'm going in no particular order, just grabbing and going. And the first one is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Professional Brush Cleaner. I used up this entire thing and I already purchased the backup. I can't remember if I've reviewed it in the past. I'm pretty sure I have, so I'll go ahead and link that down below. But overall, love this stuff and obviously still plan to repurchase. I already have repurchased. Next is the Joico Moisture Recovery Shampoo and Conditioner. These were just smaller type of tubes. I typically buy the really big, what are they called, liters from Ulta whenever they have their sale, but I was really needing some more shampoo and I didn't want to wait around for a sale, so I picked up the smaller ones. And this is actually, if I had to pick and name a favorite shampoo and conditioner, this is actually my favorite. I really like Joico as a brand as a whole. And then this moisture recovery line really does leave my hair feeling nice and soft. I just feel like it does something, so I really do enjoy it. I've gone on to purchase something else because I'm always on the hunt for like that one shampoo and conditioner combo that just blows me out of the water, so much so that I want to stick with it forever. So I like to try new products, but I feel like I always do come back to these products. I like how they leave my hair. I feel like the shampoo isn't too stripping and then the conditioner isn't too heavy for my hair, so overall it's nice. It says for dry hair. I have no idea what my hair is. It's frizzy, so that's why I buy it thinking it's dry, but I don't know. My hair is just neglected. So I think it was the end of 2016 that Pixi sent this glow tonic. It was like an extra large version. How much did this even have? It was 17 fluid ounces of the glow tonic, and I didn't use it for a while, and I finally did get around to just, start using it. I had a couple other toners to use up, but I did get around to start using it, and actually just finished it up a couple weeks ago, and they actually just sent me another one of these big things, so I already have a replacement ready to go. It's 5% glycolic acid, and I like it as a kind of liquid exfoliant to really exfoliate my skin in the morning and at night. I find it to be a little gentle for me. Now I have very oily skin, so my preference would be something a little bit more exfoliating if I could, but since I am nursing, and then before that I was pregnant, and then before that I was nursing, and then before that I was pregnant, I haven't been able to use what I like to use, which is from Paula's Choice. So this is something that I have been using pretty much ever since I started having kids, and it's working well enough. Glycolic acid is safe. From all the research I have done and asking my doctor, they said this is fine, so this is just what I've been sticking to. So maybe one day if I don't get pregnant and Gideon gets weaned, maybe I can go back to what I do enjoy, but for something safer, while pregnant and nursing, this works just fine. I have a shave cream. I feel like I threw away another one, but this is the only one in here. This is from Pure Silk. It's their Spa Therapy Shave Cream in Raspberry Mist. It's aloe infused and it's supposed to moisturize the skin. This one's okay. I still like my Skin Tints, I think, a little bit more than this, but I do like this, and for me, with shave cream, if the Skin Tints is on sale, I get it, but if this is on sale, I'll get this. I'm really not that picky when it comes to shave creams. I have two makeup remover face towelettes from Ulta Beauty. These were little samples included in my purchases, so I think each of them had, what, 5? They had 5, so it wasn't too much, but I did enjoy having it up here in my makeup table to clean up under my eyes after I've done my makeup and before I went on to do my face. So I actually do plan to purchase some more makeup removers to keep here for that purpose, or if I want to, take off my lipstick, that sort of thing. I never use makeup remover towelettes to actually remove my makeup because I like a cleansing balm for that. But for the purposes of cleaning up as I do my makeup, these worked really nice. I thought they were fine. They weren't super wet. They were a little bit more on the drying side, but it still took off, what I needed. So it worked well, but yeah, worked well. I don't plan to repurchase these. I plan to repurchase whichever makeup remover towelette is cheapest at Ulta. That's kind of my plan, but these did work nice. So I have a body scrub next, and it's actually not from Tree Hut, which is my favorite brand. This is actually from Waxing the City. It's called Citrus Appeal Sugar Scrub. I went and got my eyebrows waxed at Wax the City, and I got this there while I was there, and I finished up, used it all up, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was nice. It was a bit of a thicker formula, or like a thicker consistency than the Tree Hut. So I actually found that it was a bit more exfoliating, which I tend to like for my body, especially my leg area. I really like to exfoliate that area because that's kind of where I want my legs to be the smoothest, and I have a lot of, especially around my heels and stuff, a lot of dry issues and whatnot. So I really like to give that a good exfoliation. So yeah, this was really nice and I did enjoy it. And if I ever went back to waxing a city, I'd probably pick up another one. Next, I have 2 of the Almay eye makeup removers. You guys know this is like my holy grail. Love this stuff. I find that these take off my mascara and my brows and my liner and all that no problem. So I really do like them and I think they're pretty darn affordable. Been buying them for years. Will continue to buy them. Next up is the LaVanila Healthy Deodorant. I went through this completely and actually really did like it. I wasn't super duper crazy about the scent. It's vanilla. It's a pure vanilla scent. It's not terrible, but it's just not my favorite. But actually, I did find that this worked really well if you're someone who doesn't take a shower every day, which is like me when you're a mom. Sometimes it just doesn't happen every day as much as you'd like it to. But I found that I could go probably 2-3 days and not smell myself at all when using this, which says a lot because for me, especially using natural deodorants, typically a natural deodorant, you want to shower every day because it's not an antiperspirant, so you're still going to be sweating. But with this, I wore this through the summer, and I found that even if I had to go 2-3 days before I could take another body shower, I was still smelling just fine, and that's through summer heat, so I was pretty impressed with that. Definitely plan to repurchase this in the future. Okay, so for some makeup removers, I had this little one from Kate Somerville. It's a cold cream cleanser. It's a makeup remover. I didn't really like it because, I don't know, something about the cold cream just felt like I was trying to use a moisturizer to remove my makeup, and I had to go at it too hard. I prefer a cleansing balm that turns into an oil or just a plain old cleansing oil because I just feel like it's a lot quicker work. I don't feel like I'm rubbing at my skin and really trying to get this lotion to take off my my makeup. So it was fine. It worked for the purposes that I needed it for because I took it with me on a trip. Hello, sunshine. But yeah, don't plan to repurchase. I also used up the Farmacy Green Clean Makeup Removing Balm. I heard so many people say so many good things about this, and while I do think that this is a nice cleansing balm, it's definitely not my favorite, and I actually prefer the Clinique Take the Day Off, and then also definitely the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Makeup. Those two I just find to do a better job than this. It just took a lot longer of rubbing in and really massaging it into my skin to really get my makeup off, and even then I typically had to go in with at least like 2 cotton rounds to remove all my eye makeup. And for comparison with the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Makeup, if I spend a decent enough time, you know, massaging it into my skin and over my eyes, some days I don't even need to take a makeup remover wipe for my eyes. It's just the Bye Bye Makeup from It Cosmetics just takes everything off. But even if there's a little something, I typically only need like 1 cotton round to do both eyes and just get any residue that's left over. But with this, I found that every day, no matter how long I spent, it felt like I still had to take at least 1 or 2 cotton rounds to remove the excess from my eyes. It was nice. I thought it was fine, but it's just, I know a better one, so I don't plan to repurchase it. Next up, I have the TULA Probiotic Hydrating Day and Night Cream. This was a really nice night cream. I preferred it more for night. Day I felt like it was a little too heavy and just wasn't my preference. I found it really nice and moisturizing. It felt nice rubbing it into the skin. It didn't take too long to rub into the skin. I tend to prefer a gel for my night cream, so in that respect, I don't plan to repurchase it, but I did enjoy it. It did last a decently long time. I thought a little went a very long way, and it felt really nice on the skin. I liked how it kind of soaked into my skin and didn't leave any kind of layer on top of my skin, because that's something, even at night, if I can find a moisturizer that doesn't leave that like layer that if you rub at your skin it starts to pill up, I don't like that. That's just not my preference. So I like something that really just soaks in and just disappears into my skin, leaves my skin looking very plump. So nighttime this was great, but I'll probably just go back to either my Neutrogena one I really like, or Peter Thomas Roth has a really nice cloud cream, I think it's called. I forget. I really like that one, but this was really nice. This is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Masks that I got in my recent BoxyCharm. I'll have that linked up here for sure, and then I'll also link it down below if you want to go over there and see, because I used those up before I did that video, so I give you my full thoughts there. I also used up this Clinique Liquid Face Soap that I got free once with an Ulta order. I took this with me on a trip, and it lasted a good long time. I want to say 2-3 weeks easily, so it lasted a decent enough time. It's one of those clear types of soap that doesn't really lather up that much. Like, it gives a little bit of a lather, but not much. So my preference for me, I like to really get a foaming lather when I go to wash off my face. So it's not my preference, but it did the job very nicely. I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it and totally got my money's worth out of, considering it was free, but it's not something I foresee myself purchasing. I also have the Purity face wash. I forget what exactly this is called, but again, another freebie in an Ulta order, and I used it up. I didn't actually like this. I felt like it really just did nothing. It almost felt like I was trying to use a moisturizer to wash my face. It didn't really lather at all. I didn't notice it particularly helping to take my makeup off, any kind of residue off. I don't know. I ended up throwing it in my shower and just finishing that way if I ever were to take a shower in the morning and just want to clean off my face or whatnot. I used it up that way, but yeah. it was just okay. I was kind of surprised considering how much hype can be behind this. I feel like overall I felt like this is a pretty well-loved product, but it just wasn't my speed. I had a little Murad Nutrient Charge Water Gel. Again, another free sample I got with an Ulta order. Love Ulta. But I actually really did like this. I thought it was really nice. It soaked into my skin. It was a bit thicker of a gel, but I really like gels. When it comes to my moisturizers at night, I just feel like it feels really nice and it leaves my skin looking very radiant. So I really enjoyed this, and I totally wouldn't be opposed to purchasing it and using it again in the future. Murad, if I remember correctly, is a pretty pricey brand, so I don't know how soon that'll come along, but if there were to be a sale at Ulta and this was one of the products I could get on sale, I could totally see myself buying a full size. I also used the sample of the Garnier SkinActive Moisture Balm, the Antioxidant Super Moisturizer, another free sample from Ulta, and this is another one that I actually really did like. Which one did I like more? I don't know. I liked them all pretty well. I'd have to look at the ingredients, kind of see which one is more beneficial in the long run, because this is pretty small, so I only used it like, I don't know, a couple days, maybe a week, but it felt really nice. It soaked in really nicely. I liked how it felt on my skin. It's kind of the same spiel as the Murad, except that I felt like I needed to use more of this in order to cover my skin, whereas the Murad definitely a little bit went a long way, but it was very nice. Overall, I did enjoy it. I finished up this Formula 10.0.6. I think that's how you say this brand. It's a Bee Berry Juicy Daily Hydrating Moisturizer with sea berry and apple, and I really did like this. This was really nice to pair, either just wearing it alone if I knew I was going to be inside all day, or I could pair it with a SPF, and it worked really nicely. I liked how it smelled. I thought it lasted a really long time, and yeah, no complaints about this. And trying this out, I definitely want to try more from the brand when it comes to their moisturizers, and just more from the brand in general. This really intrigued me about the brand. I just liked how it felt on my skin and how long it lasted, so I definitely like to try more from this brand this year. I used up the number 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Serum. This is a serum that I couldn't really tell much was happening, but I will say I do think it does something, because I saw Jen from View Addiction review this and she says she could tell a visible difference. And for me, since I'm younger, it's really hard to see if it makes a big difference, but since Jen says she could see a visible difference with her skin when she's using it and when she's not, I thought that was impressive. So I do think this does something. I don't know if it's maybe necessary if you're not already experiencing the needs for the Lift and the Luminate, but it was nice to use and I wouldn't be opposed to using it again in the future, and maybe in a couple years when I'm starting to see a difference and I want to have something to reverse those signs, maybe this will be nice. But I enjoyed using it and it lasted a very long time. I was very impressed, because there was probably 2-3 weeks where I was like, man, today's the last day, and I could still get a good amount from it. So I was very impressed with how long it lasted. It's just a typical 1 fluid ounce, but a little goes a very long way. This is the Algenist Complete Eye Renewal Balm. I just finished this up a couple days ago. This lasted a very long time. I was very impressed, and also I was very impressed with how nicely it moisturized my skin with it being winter. I feel like winter is when the lines in my eyes can look really, really bad, really stand out, and just look very dry, dehydrated, and aged. But using this, I use this both in the morning and at night, and I feel like my under eyes have looked just the same, if not better. I really can't see the lines in my eyes as much as I did. I remember last year. It was really bad. It did get a bit colder here in Virginia last year than so far it has this year, but even with that, I just feel like it's done great things for my skin, great things for my under eyes. This is something that I would take under my eyes and just kind of rub the excess above my eyes. Algenist is an expensive brand, so this is definitely something I would purchase on sale. And thinking about it, I was trying to decide if I like this or the Dermalogica more, and I think I like the Dermalogica more during the day because it is very lightweight, whereas this is more of a heavier cream. So I love this at night, and I would just really pack it on, not pack it on, but I would be generous with it and just sit there and rub it into my skin and then leave it alone, let the excess really soak in, you know, as I went about my evening or whatnot. So I love that about it. I would say the biggest con for me with this product is that I had to dip in and, you know, use a little spatula or the back of my nail to get the product, whereas the Dermalogica is just a squeeze tube. Very convenient. It has a little, you know, the little cold tip to it, so I like that about it. So I really couldn't pick a favorite between these two. Both are pretty stellar products, and I think it's just going to depend on which one goes on sale, or which one has a, you know, bonus or 5 times the points perk or something like that at Ulta. All right, now we are getting into the makeup. First up, I want to say that I'm going to be throwing this away. It is the Bye Bye Pores Primer from IT Cosmetics. I was really bummed about this as I still have a good amount left, but I went to use it and it smells different than I remember, and it smells not only different but off. So I'm pretty sure it's gone bad. I think it's over 2 years old. I can't remember. I've owned it a while, so since it smells off, I'm like, you know what? My face, I kind of like it not breaking out or, you know, having adverse reactions to things. I'm gonna call it done and throw it away. And then I also have the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Eyeshadow Primer. I almost finished this up in my Finish 9 by New Year's Project Painting Challenge, but I did not finish, but now I'm officially done. I cannot get any more out of this. It is done. I did not cut this open just because it's fine. I have a ton of eyeshadow primers to go, and this is pretty much, I mean, it's all gone. I can't squeeze anything more out of. I might be able to get maybe another couple days or a week's worth if I cut it open, but it's fine. I'm fine. I do enjoy this primer. I think it's really nice. It doesn't take the place of my Lorac Cosmetics behind the scenes eyeshadow primer, but it is one below that. Let's talk about a couple of mascaras that I am calling done and throwing away. I have the Burt's Bees Nourishing Mascara. This I'm calling done. It's not one I particularly enjoyed using, and I noticed recently the last couple times that I went to reach for it, I just felt like I really had to work to make it transfer, so I definitely think the formula is drying out, and this is not waterproof, which is my preference, so I'm just calling it done and throwing it away. I'm also throwing away the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. This one I really liked for plumping and volumizing my lashes, but the formula is so dried up. I really can't get anything off of this one. When you stick it in there, it doesn't feel like any product is coming off, so I'm calling this done and throwing it away. Sure, I'd repurchase it. I do like how it plumped my lashes and really built up kind of as that second step, but it wasn't one I would use alone. And last up, I have the Smashbox Superfan Fanned Out Mascara. I really like this for my first step, and I actually probably would really love it as a standalone mascara, but I found that I always had to put another mascara on top of it because it flakes really bad and would smudge. So I'm assuming that means it's not waterproof. I never took this in the shower or wore this when I was giving the kids a bath, so I can't tell you for sure, but it smudged and it would flake a lot, so it wasn't one I ever wanted to wear by itself. But I do like what it did to my lashes. It really fanned them out and gave them a lot of definition, and made my lashes look even more defined than they do by themselves. So I did enjoy using it up as that first step, and then put another more defining mascara on top, kind of like that Essence one that I just mentioned. Finished up some brow products. I have the BH Studio Pro HD Brow Pencil. This one I finished up in record time. You shouldn't be surprised. It's one of those micro, kind of really tiny brow pencils. I would never purchase one of these for myself because it's just not practical with how big brows that I do have, but it worked nice. It was fine. I didn't notice it smudging. I didn't notice it transferring or bleeding out. It worked just fine, but not gonna purchase it. And then I also finished up the Found Shape and Define Brow Pencil. I really do like this and actually would not be opposed to trying this again in the future. I thought it was a really creamy pencil. It reminds me of the IT Cosmetics Universal Brow Pencil, and I actually didn't mind how stubby the little wand was here. It was really nice and just really easy to get right in there and brush it all out. I thought it applied well, I thought it lasted well, and I thought it blended out perfectly. And last up is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Boost and Set. This, I just can't get any more product. I mean, it looks like there's product on there, but when I actually use it on my brows, it looks like nothing is happening. So it is done. And this one I wouldn't be opposed to purchasing again. I think I would definitely get a darker shade. What did I get? I got dark brunette, but I felt like this lightened my brows a lot, so I'd like something a little bit darker. So I don't know. That seems kind of weird that I would say that this lightened it, but it definitely looks lighter. Dark brown, I would not call it dark brown. I call this medium to light brown, but overall it's a nice mascara. I really like something like this for the days when I don't want to do anything to my brows. I just want to brush something through. This gave me a little bit of color and kind of helped fill in, or just kind of, fill the holes of the little sparse areas, so it almost looked like I did my brows when I really didn't. So I do like having one of these in my collection, but yeah, this one I thought worked great. Oh, I had another mascara I forgot. It's the Skinny Mascara. I like to use this for my lower lash lines. I've actually been using something to help grow out my lashes, and I feel like it's making the most difference on my lower lashes. So I've actually, if the wand is skinny enough on a regular mascara, I've just been able to use that to get it done. So I actually don't think I really need one of these. Yeah, oddly enough, as long as I have a mascara that doesn't have a gigantic wand, and if I'm careful, I can get away with it. But it used to be where my lower lashes were so short and stubby, I had to have something super duper tiny. So if you are like that, this is definitely something I highly recommend, because I've gone through so many tubes of this. I just love how skinny, tiny it is, and I would get two of them on sale if they were buy one half off or buy one get one free, whatever the case may be. Definitely get it on sale. It's so affordable, and it does really great things at, giving your lower lashes definition without getting black mascara all over your face. And I also finished up the Smashbox Always On Liquid Liner. I really wanted to love this because I like all the other Always On. I love their gel liners. I love their lipsticks. I really do like the line, but this is something I just couldn't get down with. The felt tip isn't my favorite, but that wasn't even the issue. The issue was that once you kind of draw this on, if it starts to dry down and you try to go back over it, it would kind of pick the product underneath it up and make it ball up and give you bald patches. I hope that makes sense. This just isn't the easiest one to work with. My NYX matte liquid liner, black liquid liner, the little pen one, so much more easier. I can go over it as many times as I need to and it doesn't pick up the product underneath it, even if it's dried down. So yeah, I was pretty bummed about this. I had high expectations. I really wanted to love it, but I didn't. But I'm glad I at least was able to use it up and not let it go to waste. Almost done. I actually have two of the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealers. I have one in C8 and one in C6. I definitely need one right in the middle because C8 was a little dark and C6 was a little light, and I finally do think I picked up the C7, so now I have the perfect one. They were always out of it. But anyway, this is something I like to use on my eyelids. This is not something I actually use to conceal under my eyes at all. I keep these in my bottom drawer where all my eyeshadow primers are and my liquid liners are, and I like to use it as a first step to kind of cancel out any color on my face or on my eyes before I go on and do my eyeshadow. So I really do like it for that. They're a product that kind of sets themselves, but they don't set completely, so you still have that somewhat of a tacky base to go on with your eyeshadows, but it isn't super tacky to make any skipping or issues with blending. I find that I can still blend on top of these very easily without having to set them first, and having that little bit of stick really helps the color stand out on, you know, with whatever eyeshadow I'm using. I would say the biggest con is that I went through two of them since the last time I did a beauty empties video, which I feel like is very fast. There is only 0.14 ounces, so 4 grams of product in here, which I feel like is not much. So I would definitely be open to finding a product that maybe is more expensive but does the same thing and lasts a little bit longer. Or maybe I should just try the supersizer, but the supersizer is like 10 bucks and that seems like a lot. I mean, this is 7 bucks, so I need to just buy the supersizer and see how long that one lasts. But yes, I do really like these as a base. I still have to use an eyeshadow primer, I should say. I still use an eyeshadow primer underneath these, but I like the two-step because it takes care. I don't have to worry about creasing or fading in general. You know, maybe there's the occasional eyeshadow, but in general, I never have to worry about creasing or fading when I do the two of them. And I like how much pigment and the color impact that I get when I use a concealer. I also had this Makeup Forever Ultra HD Perfector as a blurring skin tint with sunscreen. This was a little off for me in color, but I actually did find that I liked it. I don't think I'm ever going to be the one to use like a skin tint or a really light CC cream. If I'm going to put anything on my face, I want it to be enough to at least look like I put some foundation on my face, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't really understand putting this all over my face and then getting up and feeling like that I didn't do anything to my face. Like, it didn't even look like evened out. It just didn't give me as much coverage as I would prefer. And I'm trying to get more into medium coverage foundations, but this was just way too light. I'll leave it at that. It was nice, but it's not something I can foresee myself purchasing. And very last up, I have a Beauty Blender sponge. I am calling this quits and throwing it away. I've owned this for so long. I am not someone who throws their sponges away after 3 months. I just kind of tend to use it until I feel like it's done. And this, I definitely feel like it's done. If you're curious, just for comparison, here is the old one and then this is the new one. Dirty, but I think you can still see like how light this one is. This is the old one, how light it is. The top got taken off by one of the kids. I don't even remember who, but yeah, I've owned this. I'm not even gonna say how long just in case you get grossed out about it, but I've owned it a very long time and I'm done with it. I think I might save it for like nails. I think I heard someone say you can like do sponging applications with it. So I might hold it around for that because I just feel like it's a waste to just throw this away. I don't know. But anyway, overall, yes, I do like this, but it's definitely something that I wait for a sale, or maybe if I'm redeeming a bunch of points at Ulta, this is something I do like to invest in with my points and whatnot. So I did go ahead and repurchase and I really do like it. Am I like a Beauty Blender snob and think this is the best one and nothing else can compare? No, I have a ton of Beauty Blenders, dupes and whatnot in my collection, but I do enjoy the original, so I do enjoy having it. But anyway, yes, I did repurchase, and I think I'll always continue to at least have one in my collection. But I did think it would be fun to cut it open and see how dirty this is, because I've owned it for a very long time. Okay, so I cut it open. I don't know about you, but I feel like that looks pretty clean. I know people say that you should throw it out every 3 months because of bacteria, but honestly, like, there's no residue of makeup at all in this sponge, so I feel like I could have just kept on trucking with this and gone like 5 years and still been okay. But now that I've cut it open and I actually see that there's not, this new one that I bought, I'm probably gonna keep for like 10 years because I just feel like it was working fine. But anyway, whatever, it's cut open now and now I know, so next time I'm using that up and I think to myself, I wonder if this has bacteria ridden inside of it and it's doing bad things to my skin. this one did not. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little science experiment. All right, so there you have it. That is all my beauty trash. Once again, another long beauty empties video from me, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. As I've told you guys in previous empty videos, I have no set schedule for these empties. I just kind of do it whenever this starts getting full, and I can work it into my schedule. I talked to something. And I can work it into my schedule, you know, my posting schedule and whatnot. So I feel like it's always pretty darn full by the time I get around to it, because I always have so many other videos I'm trying to get out at the same time. But anyway, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope that the reviews I gave you, while they were rather short, I hope it was still informative and, you know, insightful for you guys to watch. But yeah, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.